Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. In this video, we are going to do 2 for Tuesday, and we're going to be looking at the India-Pakistan tensions. We'll be right back. All right, Tarot fam. So I had to do a little bit of research on this just because I wanted to understand some of the dynamics between these two countries. So the India-Pakistan conflict is primarily over Kashmir. It has a pretty complex history back till 1947. In 1947, that was the partition and the first Indo-Pakistani War. Both India and Pakistan had gained independence from British rule. And the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, with the majority Muslim population but a Hindu ruler, became a flashpoint. After tribal militias from Pakistan invaded Kashmir, Maharaja Hari Singh signed the instrument of accession to India, leading to the first war between the two nations. Again, this is 1947. A UN-mediated ceasefire in 1949 established the line of control, LOC, dividing Kashmir between India and Pakistan, leaving both countries claiming the entire region, unfortunately. In 1965, there was a second Indo-Pakistani war. Tensions again escalated over Kashmir, and this led to a full-scale war. The conflict ended with a ceasefire that was brokered by the Soviet Union, and the Tashkent Agreement was signed in 1966, which restored the status quo. 1971, Bangladesh Liberation War. India intervened in the civil war in East Pakistan, leading to the creation of Bangladesh. This conflict further strained the relations, resulting in a decisive defeat for Pakistan. So some feelings were felt about that. 1999, the Kargil conflict. Pakistani soldiers and militants infiltrated positions on the Indian side of the LOC in Kargil. India launched a military operation to reclaim the territory, leading to intense fighting. The conflict ended with India regaining control, and international pressure forced Pakistan to withdraw from the area. In 2001, there was an attack on the Indian parliament. It was a T-word attack. Can't say that on YouTube. Sorry, guys. It was an attack on the Indian parliament, and it led to heightened tensions in the area, military mobilization on both sides, India and Pakistan, and it brought them to the brink of war. Did not go to full war, though. 2008, there were attacks in Mumbai, coordinated T-word attacks again in Mumbai, killed 166 people. India accused Pakistan-based groups of orchestrating the attacks, and it led to a freeze in diplomatic relations between the two areas. In 2016, we had the Uri attack and surgical strikes. Following an attack on an Indian army based in Uri, India conducted surgical strikes against the militant launch pads from across the LOC, marking a significant escalation in military responses. Bringing us up to 2019, there was a self-harming bombing in Pulwama, killed about 40 Indian paramilitary personnel. In retaliation, India conducted airstrikes on Balakot, Pakistan, targeting the militant camp and leading to aerial skirmishes between the two nations. Now, come right up to 2025. Tensions are now flaring between the two nations with military operations and accusations of cross-border T-word. India launched Operation Sindoor, targeting sites in Pakistan, which Pakistan claimed resulted in civilian casualties. So the conflict does remain unresolved. Kashmir is at the core of this conflict, this historic conflict. The timeline does reflect a series of military confrontations, diplomatic failures, ongoing tensions that just really let us know that there's some instability in this area. It's a very complex relationship between these two nations, and let's see what the tarot has to say about this. So I have created some questions, and let's start with, I just want to editorialize this. When you have an area like this that is historically argued over, sometimes we can lose sight of the forest but for the trees, and that makes resolution all the more difficult. So we are going to start at the top of my questions. What is India's current strategic intention with this conflict? I'm going to bring up the cards. We're using the Madame Clara 5-penny tarot today, and I'd like you to hit the like button, comment down below, let me know what you think. If you remember any of these events from your lifetime, please let me know your take on this. If you are from either of these countries, let me know how you feel about this. I know this is a long intro, guys. I'm going to get to the cards now. Thought it was important that you had a little history lesson there. What is India's current strategic intention in this conflict? So we have the 5 of Cups there, and the Universe and the Sun card in reverse. So the 5 of Cups, it is disappointing that the area has not calmed down. Their strategic intention is to knock the other party off those lands, to make it a non-issue moving forward. I do think they want to make Kashmir truly, I think that this is the solution that India is feeling, that to truly calm everything down, we need to get other parties out of there. I don't think that's going to go over very well. Is India seeking resolution, containment, or escalation? What are they seeking? We're going to do one card here, boys and girls. You ready? We got one card, 10 of Needles. They really want to resolve the situation, but I do think that it is with conflict, firepower, strength, but peace through strength. Ace of Cups, 9 of Buttons. They feel extremely justified, and they are going to attempt to reveal information that will prove that in negotiations. So, are there internal or political factors that are influencing India's stance on this? King of Buttons, Hierophant, 10 of Buttons. There's a lot of resentment over the struggle for peace in this area. And I do think that the internal structures in India are of the opinion that they need to get the people out of their house that don't belong there. I'm not agreeing with this. I don't think that, I don't know enough about this particular situation to really have a hard and fast opinion of it. I do sense that there is a lot of noise on both sides of the equation here, and that both parties are having some trouble seeing the forest but for the trees. I think India also comes to the table with a little bit of arrogance and loftiness about their Pakistani neighbors. So I think they are really trying to oust some people from an area that has been historically shared. How does India perceive Pakistan's recent moves? How do they perceive it? How do they perceive the way that Pakistan is responding to them? 7 of Matches, 4 of Needles. At this moment, I think they do feel that they have an upper hand, and that would lend into that concept of we need to just kind of clean house and get them out of here. And, again, I think nationalism is something that we are seeing worldwide right now. I think we're seeing a return to nationalism, and countries are getting more comfortable with saying, no, we're going to take care of our own here. And I think that that is the platform that India may have with Pakistanis. Now, that being said, if the area is in dispute, I think that becomes problematic. Are Indian leaders prepared for a limited engagement, or are they looking at something bigger? And this 2 for Tuesday was inspired by one of our viewers, Dave Murphy. You guys know him and love him. He's always in the comments. Dave Murphy wanted to know if this was going to escalate to a nuclear option. So let's see what Indian leaders are thinking. 5 of Cups. They are worried about it as well. And I do think we have the Emperor and the 4 of Buttons there. I think that they're more ballistically calmer. I think traditional weaponry is what they are going to utilize. I think the nuclear option is a little bit further down the road for them. I don't think they're quite ready for that, because they do know how devastating it's going to be to their corner of the world. So, what role will international diplomacy play in India's current decision making? So let's see. The Soviet Union helped broker a deal. Let's see if Russia is going to come in and maybe give a hand. Let's see what the likelihood of Russia first. The Emperor in reverse. They don't want to do it. They want to be completely separate from this. But I do think if they were going to broker a deal, it would have some strings attached. I think Putin's got his hands full right now. I don't think he's going to get involved in that. The U.S. Is the U.S. going to get involved? With the U.S., we actually may get involved with that Fool card there. That means that we once again are going to butt our nose in, possibly someplace where we don't really need it to be. But I think there will be an effort to at least calm things down. How about China? China get involved? China may want to get involved, and I think China is actually more eager to get in the mix here. There's likely something that they would like over there. So they may want to go hand in hand. So let's see about that. We'll see who wants to step up. So we're going to see if there's a potential event coming that may trigger a larger or more dramatic military response. Four of Buttons, Strength in reverse. I do think that there could potentially be a rash move. That Ace of Matches is saying, and the Devil card there. There could be a rash move of T-type event, if you know what I'm saying. I can't say the word on YouTube. I do think that patience will wear thin with that Strength card. The unknown in the suitcase position there, that's a specific card for this deck. It is the 22nd card. It's actually the 23rd, but it's numbered the 22nd because the Fool is 0 in this particular deck, and it is about divine faith. So I do think that we may see something that is a bit more faith-based in terms of response. Ace of Matches, that can always be a leader or a T-type person, and the Devil is keeping the conflict going. So do I see a larger response? I think we potentially see some smaller responses which extend the situation, make discussions and resolution's a little bit more complicated. Again, I said at the beginning of this that this is a long history of complicated relations between these two nations. So I think if we see more of these T events, we potentially run into acceleration, but not, I don't think, all the way to the nuclear option as of yet. As of yet, I think we see escalating with larger numbers. Will India cross any lines that could lead to greater regional instability in the next few months? Will India cross any lines? So the world in reverse. There's an adamancy about India right now. Again, I'm going to say Knight of Needles and the Hermit. Hermit is not really listening to anyone else. The Hermit is taking the historic information and going off into the distance, not bringing any new books with him. The Hermit is isolated, not getting any more input. And the Knight of Needles is fighting, 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 not ending this. So I think this is give no quarter kind of attitude on the part of India. I think they're trying to resolve the situation, but not through diplomacy, through conquering and ending the disputes between both of these countries. So very, very interesting. So kids, we are going to leave video 1 at that, and we're going to take a look at Pakistan in the next video. So let me know what you think down below. I know I love world politics. I love history. This is a situation that tickles both of those for me. So let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget that I do have a past life regression, a group past life regression this weekend. Spaces are filling up. So if you want to get in on that, let me know. We're going to do the past life regression, and then we're going to have like a chat after and find out how you did and see if you have any other questions. So hope to see some of you there. I still have some space for private readings. Links are all down below. I will see you in the next one.